Guys, I'm back again with how to keep writing your book. I'm going to give you 3 more tips so you can get encouraged to keep writing your book. And we are on tip 10. If you haven't seen my other tips, just go back and subscribe and check out my other videos. All your tips so you can finish your book. To step 10, which is don't share your dreams with everyone. It's really important because you could get really excited as the little kid. I'm sure most of you remember getting ideas as little kids as writers. And you're all excited and you're like, I got a cool idea. And you shared it with Mr. Joe, your teacher, whoever. And he's like, that's a dumb idea. A little bubble bursts. And you are so discouraged about writing that it takes you 30 years to get back into it. That this happens to creative people where they share their work with somebody and their dream just explodes. It's just dead because they got hurt, they got wounded by a family member, by a friend, by a teacher. Don't share your dreams with everyone. That is a huge tip on how to keep writing your book. Share it with people you know who are going to help you out. When I was a kid, one of my friends, I shared with her, she wasn't like a super close friend. She was more like one of those acquaintance type friends that we just hung out once in a while. And I shared with her part of my book I was writing, a book about me and my best friend. We're superheroes, and I liked this guy at church, and I had stuck him in my novel. And of course, there was this one specific scene that I read to her, and she laughed. And she laughed at it. It just so discouraged me that I deleted the book. As a writer, don't delete your book when you feel like somebody's making fun of it, because that could be your next best-selling novel. Just because one person thought it was stupid or one person didn't like it doesn't mean the whole world will hate it. Discouraged with that, don't share your dreams with everyone. Step 11, find cheerleaders. Now, I love my Aunt Jenny. She is just one of the biggest cheerleaders I've ever met in my life. Tell her a dream or something you want to do. She's like, yeah, do it. And she is so fun. I love it because she's so encouraging with her own kids. A couple of her kids do a stream on Twitch. Spooner, I believe it's called, the exact name. But they have been doing so well with their stream. And their mom is so rallying behind them. Thing they do, she encourages them in. I'll talk to her about my story. She's like, you're going to make it big one day. You're going to be a full-time author. And I love that because you need that as an author. You need somebody to rally behind you. You need a cheering section. You need fans. Cling to those fans. I feel like a handful of fans, but I'm so appreciative of every one of them and how they support me and how excited they get when I share with them a new book. Is don't stand alone. Now, a lot of times as an author, you want to be your own person. You want to do it your own way, especially as an indie author. Don't stand alone, which means you need to find a community. You need to find a place that's going to support you in your dream, that's going to rally behind you like those cheerleaders. You need a community of authors. Authors understand authors' pain. I started a Facebook group called Robot Review Group about almost a year ago now. Community has so encouraged me and so helped me. We ask each other questions. We, when we're upset, we'll rave on there. We'll encourage each other and strengthen each other. We'll buy each other's books. We give each other reviews. We help each other out in every way possible. We're all in this together. I mean, if I write a vampire book and you write a vampire book, well, if you recommend mine and I recommend yours because we love each other's books, that's just increasing both of our sales. Because, like, oh yeah, I really liked her book and she recommended this book. Well, it's probably just as good as her book. So that's where you can gain readers both ways. You don't have to fight over your readers because as a reader personally, I will read anything. As long as it's interesting, as long as the author is a decent author, I will read it. Last tip for you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and tune in for a few more tips from how to keep writing your book.